What's up, YouTube? Back with the video. LA Mamba. It is August 4, 2024. It is 8:10 a.m. Sunday. So this is right before we open up the shop today. Hey guys, how you doing? And girls, how you doing? This is a nice day today, and I wanted to make a video before we open up the shop. And we were very busy yesterday. I had 5 guys plus me yesterday working on a Saturday. It was very good. And one of the things we did yesterday was inventory, stock. We were fixing up back here. We finally were able to put all the tires that I got from over a week ago. I want to show you around, and so you can see how I did it this time. It's a little bit different. You guys might not be able to tell the difference, but it's a little bit different where well, let me just show you when it comes to the racks and the sizes. So this is my area where I have my 18s mix, the SUV ones, and this area is ever since I put this rack here and I put these tires here, they've been selling so much, and it's already been like what? I don't know when I put this rack here. But it takes both racks, by the way. It's not just one, it's the one behind it too. And I had to expand the 18th section. And so it's very good. I mean, a lot of sales from the used 18s. And so this is the mix section with the 18s, right? SUVs. And then this rack is all 235, 50, 235, 55, 18. And so that's that. And then this rack here, I'll get on this side because the sun's going to be hitting the camera in a bit. But this single rack right here, we have the 235, 65, 18s on the bottom. 235 60 18s in the middle, and on top we have the 245 60 18 on the top row. You see there's some missing. There might be more in here, we'll check it out later, but not important. What is that the next rack over is also 245 60 18. So all the top row. So we got good, because that size sells a lot for me. All of them do, but the more important thing is it's on the rack, one size, which has not been for all of this before. It's been really mixed. I'll continue. I expanded the 20 section also. Middle row, 255, 55, 20. I saw that a lot too. So I'm glad I got a lot of those tires. This section down here is all mix 20s, but SUV 20s, big 20s. And there's a lot of room actually, because we brought out a lot of tires and we made them in their sections. So we'll continue over here. This bottom section continues to be low profile 20s. So all those 2 racks on the bottom. We did the 275 60 20s on this rack. This one we emptied it a little bit because we pulled out some tires we were putting on the sizes. Top is 275 50 20s. Okay, this rack is 255 50 20, 255 50 20s. So we got some there. Good. By the way, all quality is good. You can see A lot of tread on all the tires. This has been the same here. I haven't touched that. More SUV 20s, so random. And then on this side we have continue with the low profiles on this rack right here. So we didn't touch nothing here when it comes to sizes, but organized only. On the top now we changed it to 2655020s. So we got all that row and that size. On this side we have more low profile 20s on this rack too. And the 17s we just haven't touched, so we haven't organized 17s yet. So there's some holes here and there, but we'll fix a lot of that probably today. But I'm just showing you mainly the differences, what I've done. Okay, so this rack right here was random 18s. They've been selling, and not much have been coming in. But I found a bunch of 225/65 17s, and all this bottom row, the 2 racks, is that size. I saw this size a ton, so when I found them, I grabbed them all. All of them that were good. So I'm very happy about this right here. So this changed right here. I mean, there's a bunch of tires on the side, but you see they're just random sizes over there. I'm gonna work on this today, actually, those 17s. Nothing has changed here, and this has changed. So this is the back side of it. Down here, it's always been randoms, low profile 18s. So I continued it with these 2 racks right here. Random 18s. There's actually more room down there. I don't think I have enough in one tire size to cover it all. So I don't know what I'm gonna do there, but we'll figure it out. 235/65 16s. So we got all this row right here on top, and this has been sounding pretty good. On the bottom row we have just random 16s, and this has not changed, same as before. And one size of 16s, each size has not changed, but we gotta pick them from this and put them into their spots. So we're not done on this side yet, so these will get filled up. And I've been selling a lot of 19.5 to 25/70 19.5. I had to buy a whole new again, I bought a bunch of this size right here. Now I'm using this brand called Dyna Cargo, which I know the design, but I'm not familiar with this brand. But we'll find out how they turn out. I've never had any issues with this size. Ever since I've been in business, I've never had any issues where it was like a cheap quality. So if you take a risk on, you're gonna take a risk on this type of size, where you're gonna have a high chance of still gonna be a good tire, regardless of whatever brand you buy. In this section here, there's just a whole bunch of tires that we need to patch. We haven't got to that yet. We've just been organizing, and so we get the tires that have the nails and we put them on this section. This is the patching section. I bought these tires at a good price. Not too much of a good price, but 275 55 20s. So I was like, let me get them, because the brand is pretty good, Atturo. So when I got a good price and a decent brand, then it's like, all right, let me get them. Because there's some other Chinese brands that are not as good as this one, and it was about the same price. So that's why I say it was a pretty good price. Now this section, the 19s, we've been holding up decently. Where we just, you know, get the new tires and we just throw them in here for now. Later on we'll organize, but it goes in here too. What's most important for me is I got these walkways where they're free and clear, where we don't gotta stop when we're gonna go to the back and get some tires. I'll just walk you through the 15 section. It's just holding up decently. I did not put anything in this place in order. Just keep it all right conditions. We got some 14s down there, so we're doing pretty decent with the 15s. And that's it for the back. For the fronts, just been working on the cleaning up the area, because we filled up our trailer for the trash. So I mean, you don't really gotta see a trailer full of trash. Tire trash, that is, the cut tires. But anyways, let me continue with the video. So we have been very busy, and I've been putting my money to work. And if you saw my last video, I talked about Robert Kiyosaki's. He said, don't work for money, work for assets. And again, I always feel that that's what I've been doing the whole time. But I've pretty much been making money and putting it back into the business, back into the shop. Look at 215, 70, 16 is all full right here. And I forgot to tell you that part. And look at this, is a very hard size to get, but I got a bunch of them. 2657016, all that was on top, all that size. All those on top is that size, and then this row is all that size. So I saw them. Well, they told me they were there. I didn't physically see them. I told them I'll take them all, and there's some down here too. There's some down there in this area, in there, and put my money to work. You know, like you invest for the future and give more options to the customers. And guess what? You sell. If you have extra money, you buy more tires, new tires in a different size, and give that a try. And then one day someone's gonna come and buy them, and then you have your money that you don't really need, but it's there plus the profit that you sold those tires. So you get all that money back, and you don't have to buy the same tires again if you don't have to. Just an example, yesterday we closed at 5 yesterday, but someone came in at 4, and we had 245 70 17s that I just did that. Like, I didn't really need the money, I just bought them. They were just sitting there, and then someone came and bought them, and so we got my original money back plus the profit. And I'm not gonna use that money for that tires no more, because I don't need to. Where it's not a common size, and I'm gonna use it for something else, which is probably buy more used tires, because I want to see this place packed. that's probably gonna be it. What I'm gonna use the money for. See, we got more room. Even though we have a lot of tires, I got every single tire size. I believe I do. But there's still a lot of room. So if I, just an example, right? So if I put these into the next rack right here, and this rack, I can fill it with low profile tires if I had them. You know, if I can find them, and if I have the money for them. So the whole point is there's always room to grow, and it's really gonna be money's really gonna be the issue all the time, you know. And so unless you're rich, you know, unless you're rich, then and have cash available all the time, then it's like a different story. But if you're doing multiple things, then you're gonna be using your money priority to one thing, and then when you get that one done, then you're gonna get that money, use it somewhere else. But look, we haven't fixed this section, so this is a good thing that we have some room. I'm walking around here freely. So, and then there's some room here that we can fit tires in and use for like one size only. I'm looking right now as I speak, and I see I have 235 65 17s that I have a lot of, looks like. So I can make like one row out of it, and that will be a lot easier for when we look for tires in the future. And so that's probably what I'm going to do today. At least one of the sizes. But like I was saying, we have to continue to work on the inventory, and then when that happens, then you get your sales, you get your profit, and you know, you can buy more assets. And let me tell you a little story that's been on my mind, because it's some things that happen in life where, you know, people don't hold their word, and it can affect you real bad if you're not prepared. But the last property I bought, it's almost gonna be a month since I bought it. So before I bought this property, I talked to the lender who owns the first position loan on that property that I took over that loan. And the conversation was that potentially I'm gonna need to refi it, if that's fine with him. If not, then it's cool. You let me know, but I'll figure out another plan if we cannot refinance it. And pretty much means make a new loan if you don't understand real estate much. And for the same amount of money that's owed. And he said, yeah, we can do that. And I was like, all right, cool. Because he's actually like a lender. He's not just like a regular person. And fast forward, I talked to him this week, and I said, it turns out I am going to need to refinance that loan. It's small, by the way. It's very small. Compared to, like, if you think about property, big loans, it's a small compared to that. It's not but it's still a big amount of money that's like, that you have to borrow to buy real estate, right? So then he said pretty much that he doesn't want to do the refinance. And I'm like, what? We talked about it, and so like he says he don't want to do it, and now I'm stuck pretty much gonna have to pay that money in 2 months. And so there's gonna be no debt at that point if everything is paid off, right? There's no debt on the property. So, you know, with real estate, you can borrow money on it. And so I right away I started talking to some people, and mainly it's this one lady that does lending, right? One lady that does private money, and she said, yeah, I'll refinance you that. But she said it like this. Not only that one, I'll do the other one too. There's 2 loans, right? But I'm gonna take care of the second loan. So, but she was like, oh, I can do both loans. Well, turn it into 1 loan, right? And I'm like, yeah, sure. But if my main issue is just the first one, and so this is where I'm at in the process with them. It's like, yeah, okay, I'll do it. But here's the thing. What if the lady don't come through and she don't do it? She just says, yeah, and she don't do it. Then I'm still left with paying off that first position loan. And, thinking my thoughts, scrambling, I started, counting my credit card limits on my credit cards, on my credit line, and then and also just but in real life you gotta figure out like how much money are you comfortable with, like if you have your business and you have the real estate, then how much are you comfortable with it after if you pull everything out. And then it was like, you know what, I can barely knock it out. I like if I use all my credit cards and anything, I can pay off that loan and the other loan, right? Both of them. And I'm stuck with like no money, owing credit cards. And it's like, that's not the way to do real estate. You know what I mean? That's not the way that, normally people lend on this, no problem. But anyways, I talked to my family about it too. And, yeah, family was like, and not even me asking for money, it was just a conversation. And family was like, oh yeah, no, if you need to, we'll let you borrow money and just pay it back later. And so anyways, one of the plans is I was already gonna sell one of the properties. Not related to this, because this just happened all of a sudden. It was just because it's already it grew in value really good, and cash flow is not that great on that property. So I was gonna already sell that one. So I already prepared it, and this week, hopefully we're gonna list it this week for sale. And so that one shouldn't take long to sell. That one probably should take like 3 months max in total from start to finish to close. And so anyways, I got a lot of money there I can use for pay off anything I have. But the point is, like, people don't have word nowadays. Like the point is, if I didn't have all my credit cards paid off, which they're always paid off, but every time they come up a balance, I pay them off right away, and have a available credit limit and all this stuff, enough to where I can pay off the first position loan, which would mean I would pay off the whole property that I just purchased. And I bought that property for $450,000, and it's already gonna be due, but it was unexpectedly where that thing will be paid off, and I owe credit cards or I owe the one person who's gonna lend me money, a family member, right? Which I can pay off right away in a few months, again 3 months. That is a story where it's because I've been working so hard and paying off my debts, and not only that, if you see my shop, I have enough inventory to last me easily 6-8 months without buying tires again. That's not my goal, by the way. I want to keep getting more and more and more. But if I had to do that, if I go through this scenario where I have to not buy tires for a bit, I mean, it's not gonna be that long, but let's just say it's gonna be 3 months or so, then the tire shop will withstand it, no problem. It would just be me being broke, not the tire shop. always prepare, over prepare, because you never know when something can. And by the way, I planned it real good. Everything I did was planned very, very good, and it still came out with this, you know. And it's something that you cannot do anything about. It's just like, it's pretty much based on people's decisions, and so now, like, can you handle that or can you not? But if you prepare good enough, then you can, because you've been doing so good with like other things that it helps with this situation. An example, like with my other properties that are positive cash flow, it will prepare for this situation, because every month I'll be getting money from there, and at least living life without worrying about paying my bills, you know. But yeah, I mean, on the flip side, if I do pay off everything with my credit cards and everything, and I own nothing on that property is gonna make some big cash flow, and I'll be raking in every single month big cash flow, which, by the way, sounds very interesting. It sounds very intriguing of doing. Where it's like, oh, you don't own nothing on that property. You're just paying your own bills, little by little, pay your bills off. But at the meantime, this property is producing big cash flow and growing every single, well, on average every single month. But let's say like in 4 months, it's gonna be producing, let's say, like $7,500. Well, around that if everything goes perfect. But if it doesn't, then at least, you know, about $6,000 or so, or a little bit over $6,000 a month in cash flow, where there's no expenses really, like fixed expenses, because everybody pays their own electricity, everybody pays their own water, and everybody pays their own trash. Then I'll be really good by then. So, but anyways, the whole point is like, this whole asset talk, it's super, like, it hit home, right? Like, it's like, if something comes up unexpectedly, but you're super prepared, then you're gonna be good. But if, you know, if you've been having your choices where it's like, okay, I can prepare more, buy more tires, do this, or I can buy a new car and then put some rims on it, and then you know, go out every single day to the restaurants, and your money just be spending, and it's like, yeah, you got your shop, your tire shop, but then you have no money to make another move, you know, you don't have no money to buy another place, another asset. Or if something comes up, rarely it does, by the way. I haven't had nothing like this ever come up in my life, because everything I've always been planning very good. And but again, this is one of those times where it's like, I still planned it very, very, very good, and it came up. It's just very rare situation, very, very rare. And it's like, well, the good thing is that I'm very, very prepared, and I'll be good either way. It's just one way is gonna be a lot better if it's handled in the other way, which is if even if it's not the lady, if it's somebody else I talk to that can do a loan on a property, just an example. And it's not a just your average like property. In this case, they've been following my other videos. It's a mobile home park here in California. So a lot of lenders are not familiar with mobile home parks. They don't like them because they're used to just the regular stuff, the stick built, someone's living in there. Or this is an investment property where it has multiple tenants and bigger income, and they just don't lend on it. It's just different, right? And so now you have to find like private money to fund these things until you have like a really killer property. Let's say if I continue to do this property very good. What I'm supposed to do, I upgrade the electrical, I put more houses in, and now this property is making not $7,500 a month, but is making more like closer to $20,000 a month. Now a lot of lenders are gonna want to lend on it, get big loans on it, and if everything goes perfect, but you know, but we're not even close to that yet, right? So then, as for now, it's got to be kind of like private money, and then that's when we're really gonna like have to like go based off of what people are comfortable lending on, and who else is gonna be your borrower, right? In this case, I'm gonna be the borrower, and that's gonna be the property. And so if I find someone that does that really nice loan, then I'm on easy street over here. I can build my cars and all that because I just gotta pay my loan off. But if not, I'm gonna do massive choking grow, where it's gonna be temporary, by the way, because I just have to sell my other property to pay off this loan right here. But that was just one of the things I was just like telling you guys. If you're really prepared and something really big happens like this is really big right here, then it's like you're gonna be good. And so I'm telling you guys, because I've been doing this business for over 20 years, a lot more than 20 years, but let me just say over 20 years. And so I've been through you know, the whole, I mean, first of all, I've been through the recession and how that looked like. And by the way, it looks like the same as what's coming ahead, I think. Like, well, as far as the tire business goes, I'm just speaking about that because that's what I know. But not only that, I've been through like very good times where it's like a lot of inventory, a lot of customers, and I've been through a lot of times where it's like very profitable. Now this is one of those times where it's transition, because I mean summertime is really crazy, and so it's like, yeah, you can be very profitable, which I was a few months ago, but at the same time, if you want to take care of some goals and you don't care about being profitable, but you want to, you know, let's say stack up on your inventory, what I'm doing now, then you'll switch over to that plan where it's like you're not as profitable like to yourself, right, personally, but a lot of money is staying here at the shop. But then you get this, you know what I mean? Now you get like a very good size and a very good quality, where you know that's the longevity of the business. You know, it's gonna be very good for you down the line. And it's like, okay, I don't need the money, I don't need the profit. It can stay in the business, but I'm getting more and more inventory. And that's exactly what I'm going through right now. Is like, I'm not gonna grab the money, I'll just like put it here, and then get my guys to like work it really nice. And then after the summertime, when the craziness is over, then you let go like a few guys, because time gets slower, and you're left with a whole bunch of inventory that you're not gonna suffer with, like, you know, again, like many months. It depends how much inventory you got, right? But man, I just like focus on my assets. I'm just focusing on just, you know, and man, by the end of the year, I'm gonna be so good. I'll tell you guys right now. By the time December comes around in January, my shop is gonna be so powerful with inventory, and then also my real estate is gonna be so powerful, because I got the whole debt situation under control, whether I pay it off or whether I get a new loan, and rent raises kick in, I stabilize more. Maybe I already have like two units already fixed up and rented out by that time, which even more cash flow. I have another one that I'm working on getting rented out, very around the corner with that one. I have another one that's ready, and that one's gonna be rented out very soon. And so the whole point is like working on my assets where I can touch physically the real estate, right? And rent out my units. You know, I'm just one man working on my assets, and when you got it right, man, it's gonna be so good. Where you know, you can go on vacation a lot of times during the year if you wanted to, right? And you still have all your businesses and real estate, and so that's the point I'm working on to getting. So in the meanwhile, it's just that choke and grow or a massive choke and grow that's coming up, and then and you guys will hear about the story as we go. So it's around the corner. It's around the corner. So we'll just continue to work really hard. And today is gonna be a great day, where I know it's gonna have a whole bunch of work because of the way it works. It just trails on to the next day to work, and so we have 3 guys plus me working today. So looking forward to making the magic happen. And we'll see you guys next time. And take care. Mamba out.